Hi everyone, and welcome to Starcraft 2 Forum.org's first ever Starcraft 2 tournament, sponsored by NVIDIA, Antec, Razer, Patriot Memory, SteelSeries, and Shock's Starcraft 2 Guide.
That is so many sponsors.
I know,
it's insane.
It's so hard to say it in one breath. I almost thought I was going to have to in the middle.
But you know what all the sponsors are sponsoring?
What are they sponsoring?
They're sponsoring the enormous first place prize of a brand new PC with an Intel i5 processor, 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, and like all the electrical components to make it work.
In a box.
In a
metal box.
Yeah. So that goes to the first place winner of this tournament, which is insane. And to the second to fourth place winners, they get a mouse.
Yeah, but it's a Razer mouse.
Yeah, it's a Razer mouse.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
So it's like $100 mouse, which is almost like a computer.
Almost.
Yeah.
Well, I'm your host, Guns Akimbo.
And I'm your host, Negative Sons.
And we are from Starcraft.org's Starcraft Amateur Hour, a weekly Starcraft shoutcast that is informative, fun, and good overall. So subscribe on iTunes and YouTube.
It's fungicational, and it'll teach you to love again.
Exactly. So let's jump right into this tournament and get to the details from there.
There we go.
All right.
Let's do it. Go, go, go. GG,
Go, go, go.
GL.
All right, so we are in the second round of the tournament right now out of 7 rounds. The finals are going to be cast live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday.
Yeah, so tune in for that.
You can find all the details at starcraft2forum.org or starcraft.org. We'll have all the details for the live stream there.
So we look forward to see you guys.
Exactly. So, but for this game, we are on Kulas Ravine.
Yeah,
That's where go ahead.
All of the round 2 maps were on Kulas Ravine. We skipped over round 1. And to get you straight to the awesome action. So in this game, we have Alyosha, the yellow Protoss, in the top right position against Concrete, the red Terran, in the bottom right position.
Yeah. And how do you feel about these positions on this map? Any thoughts?
On this map, these positions are going to be really tense because both players are going to be competing over the same gold mineral expansion. And also, they are going to be competing over the same Zelnaga Watchtower. So these are really the closest positions on this map. These are the rush-centric positions on this map. And I think if both players are scouting in the right direction, they should see each other right away, too. So I'm interested to see if we see a short game as a result of these close positions.
Well, usually with these short position, you said with scouting each other, this natural scouting path is this route right here, which I believe...
See...
Oh, no. He's not actually following the natural scout position because this is actually a longer distance to scout. The natural scouting position is down this long
Yeah, on Kulas Ravine, it's always best to scout first north to south or south to north because it's a much shorter run for your probe to get there first. It saves on time.
Now we have first gateway going down, second gas going down almost immediately after the gateway. Any thoughts on what this could mean
looks
for a build?
pretty standard. It's usual. The second gas the second gas and the cyber core are usually built at about the same time.
Yeah.
It looks like they were. It looks like this Protoss player is not building any early defensive units and instead just teching very hard because they didn't build anything out of their gateway before putting down that core and second gas. And the Terran looks like his build is pretty standard, going for an early orbital command to increase his mineral supplies through mules. And
we don't see any. We have 2 Marines coming out. We don't see any reactor or tech lab going down just yet. So I wonder if we're going to see another barracks or if he's going to go straight for a factory build.
Interesting to see. And there's the first mule that's going to help him gather more efficiently. And for those of you new to StarCraft 2, it's always a good idea as Terran to put your buildings at your choke point because, as you can see, that supply depot is now submerged and you can let units pass over it, but you can raise it in order to keep units from getting into your base.
And now we do have a second barracks going down at the same time as a tech lab for the Terrans, so we're most likely going to see some Marauder action on this map.
And he is able to take out the scouting probe of the Protoss player. That's an awesome move. He's going to deny the Protoss any information about what's going on deeper in his base.
Yeah, and the Protoss could have got in, but it looks like he must have just forgotten to go around to the down bunker and get in to see what's going on inside.
That probe looked like it was probably forgotten about, but possibly for good reason because the Protoss looks like he's teching to a Twilight Council in his main. So that's going to be, as well as warp gates. So that's going to be very useful for getting the upgrades to his Zealots and Stalkers. And also allow him early access to either the Dark Templar tech tree or the High Templar tech tree.
Oh, okay. And Robo facility going down, so...
That's a little bit. That's a little interesting because usually you would, if you were teching fast for a Twilight Council, you'd want to capitalize on it by. Oh, and it looks like we're getting a Dark Shrine.
Yep, so there it is.
Possibly getting the robotic facility for observers or for warp prisms to make a Dark Templar drop.
Yeah, it's so rare that I see Dark Templar. During the beta, I saw Dark Templar almost never.
You know, it's actually interesting because a Dark Templar opening against Terran is pretty good, and you know isn't even necessarily all-in-ish, depending on how much you commit to the Dark Templar. It's a very strong opening considering that High Templar are so good against Terran infantry. Also, you can very easily transition from the Dark Templar opening into a High Templar mid game.
And you know, it works really well early game, I would think, against Terran as well, because all of his early energy is going straight towards mules.
Right.
He's probably not going to be expecting any kind of Dark Templar rush. He won't have any scans available, and usually at this point in the game, unless the player suspects Void Rays, you're not going to see any kind of turrets going up at all. And there goes a scan.
Oh wow!
So
but
his
he
energy
does
be
scan,
so low.
and he is able to see the Dark Shrine. So I'm curious to see, does he save up energy in order for scans later, or is he able to get some missile turrets down in time? In order to get missile turrets down, he's going to need an engineering bay, but
Exactly.
I don't see one in production yet. So possibly he will just save up instead of muling.
So it looks like he might be doing a small push here to try to get the Protoss player in time before he can get these Dark Templars out on the map.
This is a good move because the Protoss army right now is nil,
Nothing.
0, zip, nada, nothing.
And we do see that Warp Prism coming out of the robotics facility, so it looks like he is going for some kind of Dark Templar surprise attack at the back
Yeah.
of the base,
And
but if the Terran gets in right now, it's going to be terrible news.
And with warp-in research, he's going to be able to warp those Dark Templar in directly under the pylon energy of the Warp Prism. Looks like he's going to be targeting the pylons to try to unpower the buildings, and he is able to take out that pylon.
But Dark Templar is warping in right now. This is bad news. It might have been better to go right for the mineral supply instead of trying to take these pylons out.
But I'm curious to see, why isn't the Terran scanning? If he had been able to scan on top of his infantry, he would have no doubt been able to take out those Dark Templar.
And now this entire force is pushed back by, what, 2 Dark Templar?
It does look like he was able to cancel the Dark Shrine, but another one being built. It does take a long time to build those Dark Shrines, though, so the Protoss Dark Templar production will be out for a little while. It looks like that Warp Prism did get out of the robotics facility, though, because it's flying over to the back of the Terran main base.
So it looks like he's going to try to capitalize on that. Nope. Looks like he's not going to capitalize on it.
He's probably waiting for his Dark Shrine to finish production.
Yeah.
So
and that does take a while.
Yeah, it's a very slow building to build. I think it takes something like 155 seconds to build. So
wow.
So close to 2.5 minutes there.
Now we do have DTs trying to breaking the front, but a scan going down.
And one is able to get out of the scan radius, and right now he should go and take out some SCVs, do as much economic damage as possible. There's another scan.
He has to act now before it gets out of scan range, because there are no more scans left on this orbital command, and there are no missile turrets anywhere to be seen. And this Dark Templar is going to be able to run around the map.
In the Terran base. That's very scary. But as you know, it's not a huge risk. The Terran player should be able to keep most of his buildings and units alive. Really, the Protoss should be targeting SCVs right now instead of just letting the DT target those supply depots.
Yeah, it's very strange that he's trying to, maybe they're trying to supply block concrete right here, but now going for the, going for the SCVs, because they just one-hit kill these.
You want to target the SCVs that can do the most damage to the enemy economy as possible.
And can't believe we don't see any. Oh, we have one missile turret down.
Yeah.
But we really need to see some more missile turrets for the Terran player right now, because this is
bad. And it looks like that now the Warp Prism has come in to the left and is warping in more Dark Templar. That Dark Shrine is finished in the Protoss main. And wow, now 5 Dark Templar in the Terran base. Looks like Terran was wise to save that last scan for this new wave of Dark Templar, because now he's going to be able to take out most of them.
But getting the engineering base, so no more turrets can be made.
4 left. No, what are they doing? They need to get out of the range of that missile turret.
They're trying to get the missile turret down, but a little too confused. But that was a great move, getting that engineering bay down, because that is the only turret that will be on this map for now. And if he wants to continue with the DT harass, he's going to be able to pretty much uninhibited.
Wow, that's a total of 7 7 warp gates now for the Protoss. He's going to really be it seems to me that he has too many warp gates for his resource income. He's not going to be able to be producing from all those warp gates simultaneously. He might have been better off building only five or so, or maybe even 4, and getting a new Nexus up sooner.
Yeah, because even look at the saturation here. We only have just 13 probes harvesting, and half of those are on gas.
Yeah, it looks like the Protoss was planning to win early with that Dark Templar all in, and that now his economy is definitely behind the Terran player.
Yeah, we have Terran player at 620 and the Protoss player at about 300 for their income.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That's income per minute, I guess. I've never really found out what that metric actually is. Is it income per minute? That makes the most sense.
I think it's per like every 15 milliseconds.
Maybe, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's the Terrans is twice as high as the Protoss is right now.
And now what's interesting is Ravens are coming out onto the map, but it looks like the Protoss player has stopped production of Dark Templar, so that's kind of a cool move.
I actually like that because it's clear that his Dark Templar are not going to be effective now, that they were held off, and the Terran player is being smart with his comset scans.
But we need some Guardian shields to go down here because this force is being decimated at the front.
Well, no, we need to pull back because the Terran army is much too big here to handle this, to deal with this small Terran Protoss force. It's really just going to get wiped out. That was not even close.
Auto turrets coming up to take the damage. Yeah, so looks like Concrete's trying to capitalize on these Ravens, even though they're kind of half useless now for their purpose. But oh, never mind. So more DTs coming in, but these Ravens here on the map,
Ravens
that was
are detectors, and they'll be able to see the Dark Templar, and now taking out the proxy pylon.
poor decision making there for the Protoss player of bringing in Dark Templars after you see 2 Ravens on the map. But in that kind of situation, you are a little bit rushed and are getting frantic of realizing I've just lost most of my army now.
It looks like Concrete has a solid lead now against the Protoss player, and in fact, I think that the Terran is pushing now for the win because Protoss really need to conserve his forces a little bit better instead of having them taken apart piece by piece by the Terran in those last couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah, and right now we have nothing, almost nothing out for the Protoss except for probes. He is just down on money, down on everything. This is right now where his economy is hurting him.
And this is a nice army for Concrete, the red Terran player. And this looks like we should be seeing GG any minute now.
Yeah, there's nothing that Alyosha can do right now. Oh, it was a good run with that initial Dark Templar push.
Yeah, it was nice to see that. I think that it was a nice attack and it was a good follow-up, but he needed to build up a little bit more before pushing with that follow-up army.
And just really, a lot of it came down to that missed micro at the missile turret.
And Alyosha typing Psy, GG.
Yeah, GG. Well,
so that's
good run,
game.
Alyosha. And Concrete, good luck in round 3. All right, so let's move on to another game.